Welcome to Crack Pack. My name is Andrew. Today we're cracking open Zendikar Rising. Let's get cracking. Our first card today is a wild card token. Our land is a forest. Then we have Seagate Restoration with Seagate Reborn on the back. Marasa Root Grazer, Relic Vial, Iridescent Horn Beetle, Subtle Strike, Cliffhaven Kite Sail, Gnarled Colony, Tazim Royal Mage, Smite the Monstrous, Nissa Zendikar, Deadly Alliance, Tormenting Voice, Bubble Snare, and Inordinate Rage. So again, Inordinate Rage, Bubble Snare, Tormenting Voice, Deadly Alliance, Nissa Zendikar, Smite the Monstrous, Tazim Royal Mage, Gnarled Colony, Cliffhaven Kite Sail, Subtle Strike, Iridescent Horn Beetle, Relic Vial, Marasa Root Grazer, Seagate Restoration with Seagate Reborn on the back. And Seagate Restoration is a sorcery for 4 blue that says draw cards equal to the number of cards in your hand plus 1. You have no maximum hand size for the rest of the game. And Seagate Reborn is a land that says as Seagate Reborn enters the battlefield, you may pay 3 life. If you don't, it enters the battlefield tapped. So we're going to talk about Seagate Restoration more than the land, because I mean, paying 3 for it to not come in tapped is okay, but if you're going to honestly be using Seagate Reborn, you're better off just using an island. Seagate Restoration is great. If for nothing else, the last sentence. You have no maximum hand size for the rest of the game. After you play this, doesn't matter, it can't be stopped having that maximum hand size removed if this resolves. Often it's an artifact that will give you maximum hand size or something that a permanent that will be on the battlefield. This being a sorcery, it just happens, and once it resolves, and there's no stopping it at that point. That tied with drawing your hand plus 1 cards is huge. That is massive hand advantage, and you don't have to worry about discarding after if you happen to have 4 or 5 cards in your hand at the start, and then you're drawing 5 or 6 more, and you just have 9 or 11 cards in your hand. You don't have to worry about discarding down. You can just hold on to them, and you have all of the options at that point. You have huge advantage over your opponents from being able to hold on to any card that you draw. You don't have to worry about, hand size restrictions. You don't have to worry about not having all of your options available to you anymore. And it gives that extra mystery, since you're in blue, of okay, they have mana untapped on my turn. They have 8 cards in their hand. Do they have a counter spell? Do they have a spell pierce? Why is there untapped mana and so many cards in their hand? So it makes your opponent second guess what they're really able to be pull off, since you obviously have answers in your hand. So again, Seagate Restoration is definitely the better side of this, because Seagate Reborn is a pain land, basically. Pay 3 or it's going to come in tapped. Now, granted, you may need that land, which is fine, but honestly, you really want to be using Seagate Restoration instead of Seagate Reborn. Our land is a forest, and then we have a wildcard token. So that's all for today. Thank you for cracking along with me. Be sure to check back tomorrow as we'll crack open another pack.